Hello everyone, it's Nick here, and today I'm going to do a Let's Play on Splitz for the Game Boy because I can't find any other playthrough of it besides a Japanese video on YouTube. So, yeah, here we go. Is it just me, or does this title music sound a lot like Bad by Michael Jackson? Just pitch it down a whole step and yeah. The music in this game is by David Whittaker, the legendary David Whittaker. So I know that's Albert Einstein, I know that's Elvis on the top right, but I have no idea who the guy on the bottom left is. Maybe it's Freddie Mercury, but I don't know. So this game was developed, and it was developed by Enigma Variations. It was programmed by Richard Naylor, who worked on the original game as a graphic designer. Yes, this is actually a Game Boy version of a Commodore 64 game by Ernie Ware called Split Personalities. The only real difference is that the puzzles are different. So yeah, this is a sliding puzzle game. It was only released in Japan and Europe by Imagineer, which is really too bad because I think this game would have sold pretty good in the US. But I think what happened was because Imagineer never had an office in the US, or at least at the time this game was developed, it never got released. It's the same reason why Elite for the NES never saw release outside of Europe, because they couldn't find a publisher, which is really too bad. So as you can see, it's your typical sliding puzzle game, but there are some twists, which we'll see along the way. And I just woke up from sleep, so if I sound really tired or something, that is the reason. So, you might ask, how do I know where to put all these pieces? Well, I don't know, maybe you've noticed it or not, but this block on the top left where you can get other puzzle pieces from, you'll notice that it glows, like when you highlight one of the pieces, it'll glow as to where you're supposed to move it. So you just move the glow to it. Now there's 10 levels in this game, which doesn't seem like much, but they are pretty difficult until you master it, like I have, haha. It's definitely not the hardest game ever. You can definitely get good at this. So these bombs, you want to get rid of those as soon as possible. After 5 seconds, they explode and you lose a life. You can earn 1 life in this game, but there's no other continues or extra lives. So if that's the case, or if you lose all your lives, that's it. You go back to the beginning. But yeah, there's 10 levels and 3 bonus levels. So as you could probably expect, the bonus levels are not required to proceed in the game. So that is nice. So you see these cracks on the wall, like over here. If you hit them, it'll send your piece flying back in the other direction. So, again, another mechanic that you do need to take caution for. It's also a good idea not to hold the A button for the puzzle piece dispenser here, because you can get like 1 or 2 bombs, or if you're really unlucky, 3, but I've never had that happen. So, I'm going to move these pieces around a bit. I'm eventually going to have to move this piece too so I can get the other pieces in there. This crack in the wall stays throughout the entire game, and as the game progresses, there's more cracks in the wall, like permanent ones. There's, of course, these temporary ones which will go away after a few seconds. Alright, so just need to move those. Alright. So the controls are kind of wonky in this game, but seeing that one person programmed it, I'm not going to give them too much crap. And again, I'm able to beat the game with, so It's definitely beatable. I'm just surprised nobody did a video on this game. I understand it's a European exclusive or Japanese exclusive, not released in the US, but I think it could have sold pretty good. I think, you know, people should be aware of this. There are playthroughs of the other versions of this game, like the Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC, and Atari ST, so if you want to check those out and see what the original version is like. I will say the original game is a lot more, let's say, political, so if you're offended by politics, you may not want to look at that one, but... So I think this is Elvis Presley, maybe supposed to be James Dean, I really have no idea. So you'll see like this block right here, this diamond, if you actually somehow get two of them together, you can actually earn twice the score, so... Oh. Like, see there, I was trying to move the cursor a lot faster, but because of the wonky controls, I couldn't do it. Anyway, so yeah, these jewels, if you collide two of them together, you'll actually get twice the points. I think I said you get something else, but I wasn't thinking, so sorry. Okay. So... So every 3 levels you will get a bonus round. So like I said, yeah, there's only 3 of them in the entire game, but they are there if you want to play them. And they play a little bit differently than the other levels. So there's that. Oh gosh. You have to do a lot of piece moving here. One tip I can give you about this game is take your time, because even if you run out of time, you will the clock will restore. If you lose from a bomb exploding, then you will not be able to what is it, your timer will stay where it's at. So if you're really low on time and then a bomb blasts, you know, you're gonna be screwed, because then you're gonna lose another life. Also, if you're really unlucky, as I have been in this game, sometimes you'll get 2 bombs and the chutes will stay closed longer in the later levels, so you gotta be careful, because that means if you get 2 bombs, that they could both potentially go off. There's no kind of like invincibility buffer, so once, you know, once they explode, that's it. So there you go. And I noticed that the audio is very quiet. Let me turn it up a little bit. Put it to this. Alright. Hopefully that doesn't... Looking at the audio levels, that my microphone is way louder than that. So the bonus levels, pretty much all these pieces spawn and none of the chutes open. So it's actually more like playing a traditional sliding puzzle. So my tip to you here is any of the pieces that belong on the top, you want to move them. So part of the Imagineer logo, or the Imagineer logo parts, you want to move to the top, and the Enigma Variations logo, you want to move to the bottom. Now on an actual Game Boy I can beat these without breaking a sweat, but it's a lot harder to play this game on an emulator, so bear with me here. And yes, all 3 bonus levels are the same puzzle. They didn't give you anything different for the other 2. It's just Enigma Variations and Imagineer, so the developer and publisher logos. Which is pretty disappointing if you ask me, but again, one guy made this, and I think maybe they didn't have a lot of time to make it, so I could see that. Let's see, okay. Again, once you get good at this game, the bonus levels are pretty much a breeze. You shouldn't have too much trouble getting through them. Oh, as you see there, though, I screwed up. I do this sometimes. That's okay. I should have enough time to... Oh, that's what I did. Okay. There we go. Now, the Japanese title for this game is Splitz似顔絵 15 game, or 15 caricature game. Caricature game. Ugh. I can't English today. Which is weird, because I think it's implying that there's 15 levels, when in fact there's not. Even the computer version, you might think, oh, because it's based on the computer version, which probably had 15 levels, right? Well, no. In fact, the bonus levels aren't even in the computer version. That is a Game Boy exclusive thing. So this fourth puzzle, I imagine it's supposed to be Marilyn... I always want to say Marilyn Manson. It's Marilyn Monroe, I think. Or it could be Madonna, I guess. She's actually the final level in the computer versions. Hope I didn't spoil anything. I mean, remember, this is like an old game, so it's not like Deltarune or anything. And no, I will not be playing that game. Okay. So here, there's a new mechanic introduced throughout the rest of the game, which I'll show you here. Now, when a piece hits another piece, it'll send that piece over, in the opposite direction. So as if you hit the crack. So now you got to play it a lot more strategically. But once again, it's not like impossible or anything. So I wouldn't worry about that. But again, take your time through these levels. Do not rush. Because that's the number one way you're going to lose, if any way, is by rushing. The game actually gives you ample time for each level, so you don't have to scramble that bad, So... Of course, I don't need these pieces right now, so I'm going to try to get rid of them. And if you put two unlike bonus blocks together, then they'll just disappear, which I'm okay with. But another thing to take account of is the bonus blocks. The way they work is you got to find two like objects or something that has to do with the other objects. Like, for example, there's a teddy bear one, and then there's false teeth. You have to put those together. I don't really get how that makes sense. I guess because they're both toys. Oh, I thought I was going to lose a life for sure there. Alright. Woo! So I said earlier that, but also, sorry, let me finish, but there's like a ink pen and like a piece of paper. There's a fountain pen and a notebook. I guess this is supposed to be John Wayne. I have no idea. But anyways, I said earlier that you can only earn one extra life, and that's because you get an extra life at, I think, 100,000 points. And if you pause the game, you can't even look at your score, which I think is really stupid. I guess you can only view your score between each level. Also, like I said, do not dispense a bunch of pieces at the same time like I did. That's really stupid. I just kind of do that instinctually. Don't make it a habit. That's another thing. You saw that match there. If a match hits a petrol can, as they call it, or a gas can, as we call it in the U.S., because we speak proper English here, you will also lose a life from an explosion. So it's not just the bombs that can kill you or make you lose a life. So just take that into account. Yeah, there's the gas can. Is that the Shell logo? I don't know if they have Shell gas stations or even had Shell gas stations in the UK, but I mean, remember, I'm only English and heritage. I have, you know, I'm not, which I know pisses off Europeans, so I'm gonna keep saying it. Yeah, I'm English, I'm English, I'm English, I'm European, I'm European, I'm European. There, get pissed off at me. Ha ha ha. Look, I mean, I could see why they gotta be like, oh, you know, well, you're not culturally that or whatever. And it's like, I understand that, but it's like, it's in my DNA. So like, anyways. There's also a gun bonus block and a bullet bonus block, and I believe those two, if you combine them together, you'll get extra time, so that'll be nice. But yeah, my biggest advice to you in this game is not to rush, even if you're a beginner player. See, now I gotta wait for that chute to close so I don't make the bottom piece go away. Once you get two pieces together, you don't have to worry about it. So there is that. Alright. You have to press the A button, by the way, to go to the next level. I guess in a way that's a good thing, so if you want to just sit there and gawk at the artwork or whatever. So 52700 points, or 52,700, whatever. So yeah, I don't know, is this supposed to be Freddie Mercury, or... Also, if you hold the B button, with the exception to the last stage, you can actually see what the image is supposed to look like. And the Commodore 64 version, since it had bigger screen resolution, that wasn't a problem. They just had the image on the right or whatever, so... on the right of the playing field, so... So here's a finger here, you have to match it with a ring, which I think I got earlier. Also, if you're going to move your blocks up here, you know, or to this side, you could put a block here to do that, like I just did. And I would use a block that you already have on the playing field rather than, you know, risk drawing one and getting a bomb. Another tip I have for you there. Now you might be wondering if this mechanic where, you know, the blocks bounce does get any worse in the game, and the answer is no. This is as bad as it gets. Once you get used to this mechanic, it's pretty much got it all figured out. Alright, let's move this. Of course, this piece here will always have to be placed vertically because, you know, you can't, like I said, you know, it hits the wall, it'll bounce back. But once you have two pieces connected, then it's not a problem anymore. I've been lucky so far, not losing a life. Let's hope it stays that way. Woohoo! I think that's the 5th stage too, so I think we're 5th or 6th stage actually. Okay, 6th stage, so we're already like 2/3 of the way through this game. Or I should say halfway, a little over halfway. Alright. So once again, you want to move the Imagineer logo pieces up here. As many as you can anyway. Sometimes you can't get all of them just because you don't have enough room. You want to move them as far up as you possibly can. And like I said, work on the bottom left side. And then you can kind of work your way to the other side. Okay. Okay, oh yeah, you also got that little mechanic here, but because of the tight playing field, it's not a big deal about the blocks bouncing. Oh, okay, I need that one. And forgive me if I'm a little silent here, I'm just really trying to concentrate. Make sure that I do it. But like I said, if I don't do it, it's no strike against me. Oops. See, these controls are a little stiff, so sometimes you end up making a few mistakes because of it. That's my biggest gripe with this game, is that the controls are a little stiff. But once you get used to it, it can pretty much be second nature. Okay, good. I got the Enigma logo right, so that's the start. If I screwed that up. There we go. And the third bonus level is pretty much exactly the same as this one, where the pieces just get, you know, collide or whatever, and they move another space. So I almost got myself 4 lives. I have no idea who this is. Maybe it's supposed to be William Shatner. I think in the computer versions that's Humphrey Bogart, so maybe it's Rick Astley because of that jacket. I have no idea though. Again, be very slow with dispensing pieces here. Okay. Wait for the chute to close. Alright. Yeah, if the, I forgot to mention that too, if the bomb comes in contact with the water tap, you'll actually, it'll not only get disposed of, but you'll actually earn bonus points as well, so. And I think I forgot to mention this too, but as far as I know, because I've played through both, you know, several times, but the Japanese version of this game is exactly the same as the European version. There, as far as I know, there's not any difference at all. So, I could be wrong on that, like code-wise, but from what I've seen, it's exactly the same thing. Oh, see, I almost screwed that up too. Wasn't really paying attention there. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these pieces because I don't need them right now. Okay, gotta wait for the door to shut. So if you see me just sitting there not doing anything, there is a reason for it. Yeah, I've only gotten that like shovel thing like once or twice, so I don't know what that does. Most of the bonus blocks, when you combine them, just give you bonus points. There's only a few exceptions, like the water tap and the, well, no, the water tap and the bomb will actually get rid of it, so that's nice. And like I said, the bullet and the gun will give you extra time. And if I'm not mistaken, because I've only had it happen a couple times, it refills your timer completely. Again, I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it does. But anyways, we're all done there. Alright, now we got an extra life. This game does not have the 0 lives rule, so just be forewarned of that. And Ronald Reagan, which is actually the first puzzle in the computer version, funny enough. So here, as you'll notice, there's permanent cracks on the bottom wall, so what you gotta do is throw away any pieces that don't go on the bottom here, and put any pieces, so start reserving all these pieces for the, crap, I'm gonna die. Well, at least you get to see what happens. And I'm gonna lose 2 lives because this game sucks. Oh wait, no it doesn't, okay. Alright, well that's one life lost. At least you get to see what happens when it explodes. It's not a very exciting animation, but it's okay, I suppose. But what you can also do is once you have these pieces at the bottom reserved, when you get like the piece for up here, you can place those pieces up there. I'll try to explain. It's a lot easier to show you things in this game than it is to explain them. Actually, I just screwed that one up. I could have placed that piece and I didn't. So yeah, once you get the bottom right and bottom left corner pieces, you want to work from there into the middle. If that makes sense. Again, it's a lot easier to... Oh, guys, that was a close one. Yeah, you also gotta be strategic in when you draw blocks from the board, because if you get a bomb, then you're pretty much screwed. So here I got another piece I need for the bottom row, so I'm just gonna move that out of the way. I'm gonna move this down temporarily so I can put this one here. Alright, so now I got all the pieces that I need here. And be very careful, make sure the door's not open. Make sure the door's not going to open by the time you throw the piece down there. Because then you have to keep drawing tiles until it randomly appears again. Getting closer. Alright, have to move this one. Move it back. I am getting a little low on time, but I think I can do it still. And the next level after this pretty much is identical. So like once you know how to beat this stage, you know how to beat the next stage. Now on the final stage, I have done it before without losing a single life, but I might lose like a life or two, so just as a warning. So again, this plays exactly like the last stage, at least as far as how to beat it. I think the chutes open a little faster, so that does help. And actually, I can do this too. Once you have the corner pieces, if you get this piece, you can actually place those as well. There you go, extra time. But basically, you want to keep... I see I screwed that up. I made a huge screw up there. I was supposed to keep the one piece and I accidentally dumped it, so oops. But at least I can place this one. And actually I can do this one as well. Yeah. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Okay, oh, this is going to be tough, because I made a little screw up there. Okay, so I want that, but, okay, I guess that works. That works just fine. I'll take that. Okay. Yeah, basically the key is to work on the outer edges, but you want to start from the lowest wall first because of those permanent cracks in the wall. But again, since I screwed up, now I have to keep drawing pieces. There we go. Got it. Okay. Now I can... Now I have to put a piece here. Alright, cool. So now the level should be pretty easy now. But again, I want to make sure that the chute is not going to open. Not that that it is open, but you want to make sure, I mean that too, obviously, but you want to make sure that it won't open by the time you put the piece down. I can't stress that enough. So many times I screw that up. And look how much time I had to spare. That's why I say, take your time, because it's better to lose, it's better to... sorry, my keyboard shut off, which is my speaker for my computer, haha. But yeah, it's much better to lose a life from running out of time and then getting all your time refilled than it is from a... You know what I'm trying to say. Than to lose a life from a bomb. Oh, move that one, move that. Alright, I got pretty lucky there. Crap. There we go, okay. I just think it's kind of lazy for them to just do the developer and publisher logo. Like, they really couldn't think of something better. Again, I understand this game is programmed by one guy, and I really thank them for their work. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, they also worked on that horrible Lion King game on the NES. Remember, that was the last NES game to be licensed by Nintendo. Huh. Anyways. Wow, I got really lucky with this last bonus level. And once again, I screw up. I mean, people probably keep looking at that and be like, hey, you screwed up the logo, you screwed up the logo. Yeah, I do this all the freaking time because I don't pay attention sometimes. Because once you get good enough at this game, you don't really have to look at the upper left board. Alright, so we got the final level here. I got 3 lives, so I should be able to do it. So the tip I can give you for this one, see here, this level doesn't even give you a preview, is you want the bottom left part first. Or the part that's just above, like, you want this square, and you want these 3 squares, basically. So yeah. Now, if anyone could tell me who this character is supposed to be, of course, when I'm done, because then you can actually see it, I would really love to know, because, I don't know, I showed my dad thinking he might know, because, he grew up, before I did, but he had no idea. He guessed maybe it's supposed to be the Queen of England. And like I said, in the Japanese, the original version, like for Commodore 64 and stuff, the character's Marilyn Monroe. So, well, I could tell you, whoever this lady is, it's definitely not Marilyn Monroe. So, there we go. That is right? Okay, good. Okay. Let's see if I can do it on 1 life. I doubt it, but let's see. Let's see how lucky I am. So now that I got this bottom wall covered up, now I have to really be careful. In case I get a bomb or something. So when the door shuts, you might want to wait like a second or 2 before you draw another block. Because here the chute only stays open just long enough for you to get 1 square out. 1 block. Square, whatever the hell you call it. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Now again, you got to place these blocks strategically, and again, it's hard to explain, but like this block, you want to place it vertically because these chutes will stay open the whole time. I think I forgot to mention that. Okay, wow, I got lucky there. So I'd say basically work from the right side to the left if you can. Oh, I'm gonna lose a life. Crap. Well, I should be able to do it, so that's good. And then raise this block here, because then you can easily place the pieces. And there you go. That is Splitz for the Game Boy. So yeah, if anyone knows who this lady is supposed to be, let me know. But I have no clue. And needless to say, this is a pretty rushed Game Boy game, I think, puzzle game. So you don't really get much of an ending. But it's better than the Commodore 64 version where it just says game over. At least this one says the end. Then you get your score displayed, and you press any button, and you get brought back to the title screen. No credits, no nothing. Of course, the programmer's credit is at the beginning, so yeah, this is Splitz for the Game Boy. It's a pretty interesting game, for sure. It's just too bad it never got released in the US, because this is one puzzle game that I actually would play. Which is funny, because I normally hate sliding puzzles, because I'm not good at them, but because of all the... There it is. Yeah, because all the weird... or I'm just not good at sliding puzzle games, but because of all the stuff with this game, especially because of the 4 empty spaces you can use, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more fun. And of course, there's the chutes you can, like, get unwanted pieces out of. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're not going to be offended by politics, I would definitely recommend checking out the original on the Commodore 64, preferably. But again, there was the ZX Spectrum version and the Amstrad CPC version. I believe all of them have full playthroughs on YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. God bless, and peace out.